Hello, thank you for joining us for another talk on One Health and zoonosis. Today, I will give you a very brief presentation on another current zoonosis, being avian influenza. Let's see. And the gist of this entire series is to explain why protecting the environment and protecting animals and animal health ultimately protects us by using the example of zoonosis. So we will briefly talk about what is avian influenza, how common is it, its prevalence, how is it actually transmitted between species, what does it look like in animals as well as in humans, and most importantly, as always, the prevention. So avian influenza is caused by a virus. It's the avian influenza type A virus. There are several subparts to this virus that are used to describe it. This currently is the H5N1, but there are different combinations that can occur. So the key points already are that this occurs naturally in wild birds. It can spread to livestock where it causes high mortality. And the good news as well is that transmission to humans is very rare, but it can happen. It is highly monitored. It's a reportable disease because of its mortality that it carries. So how prevalent is it? It is present in over 100 species of birds, naturally occurs in water birds, and then it can infect domestic birds and cause significant mortalities. It can also infect other domestic species and wild species. It is, as said already, very rare in humans, but it can occur in humans. The transmission from human to human is also very rare and usually limited. It is transmitted via contact with infected birds. So this is saliva or mucus or fecal matter, as well as from the environment. The virus will enter its host through the eyes, nose, mouth, or be inhaled with dust. And it can also be acquired indirectly by touching contaminated surfaces and then touching eyes, nose, or mouth. So here we have a little graphic from the CDC again, showing how this can be transmitted from a sick bird by touching to eyes, nose, mouth, and or by having contact with the environment and these excrements. And then here the birds flapping their wings, aerosolizing this virus, which can then make it be inhaled. So in animals, there are low pathogenic influenza viruses that are not causing as many signs, where it's just ruffled feathers and decreased egg production. And then in the highly pathogenic avian influenza, there can be death without any signs within 2 days. Oops, sorry about that. So in humans, the symptoms range from no symptoms to mild to the possibility of severe symptoms with pneumonia, fever, cough, muscle and body aches, headaches, and shortness of breath. So this disease is certainly under observation because for now it does not transmit frequently to humans and it rarely causes severe symptoms. But as you may know, this can change over time. So observation is very, very important. So how to prevent this? First of all, avoiding contact with infected wild birds. So dead birds found are suspicious. Please do report them. Report to BAHA if you have high mortality in a chicken flock. Dead birds found should be reported as well so that they can be examined. Thoroughly cook your poultry and egg products. A general prevention for almost all diseases is to keep your hands clean when it's diseases that you can ingest. And if you are to deal with infected birds, then protective equipment with face masks, gloves, and coveralls are advised. And if any infection is suspected, as always, please seek medical advice immediately. And that is the end of today's zoonosis presentation on avian influenza. So to summarize, this is a disease of very high concern for poultry, domestic birds, production animals. And this disease is currently in North America and spreading, so we have to be on the lookout for it. Feel free, as always, to contact us with any questions. And thank you so much for your attention.